The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
An Albany man named Nathan appeared in Albany Magistrates Court on Thursday, charged with possession of prohibited drugs.
Yes.
With the intent to sell or
Bad
supply
Nathan.
and exceeding 0.08 grams of alcohol per 100 mils of blood. What is that?
So he blew
0.08,
over,
yeah.
over
I mean, that's-
08 as well.
yeah.
So drink driving plus
driving
the
plus-
possession of drugs.
He had some marijuana, allegedly had some marijuana with him.
No, I think he was convicted. You can say he did have it.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble.
He reckons it was medicinal.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's not what it was for.
Yeah, he said in his defence,
Yes.
I quote, "I never go to a party empty-handed." So
get it.
that's
I
why
get
he
it.
takes the marijuana,
Yes.
and that is basically his offering. To
That's
the
right.
party.
As a
totally get
polite
it.
guest.
You know what I mean? Because
Totally
Nathans
get it.
love to,
Bring
show
something.
up with something.
Yeah.
Yeah. His defence lawyer then told the court the pot was mainly for his use, his personal use, repeating his claim that he never attends a party empty-handed. The magistrate, Diane Scadden, she told him that if he wanted to take something with him to a party, he should have taken a snack, not drugs. She's quoted by saying, "Most people just take some Cheezels."
I think if you're taking the weed, you need the Cheezels too, right? Is that,
Oh,
is
you're
that
going to
the way it works?
be
You've
knocking
got to be
them off. You
prepared.
need a couple of boxes.
Yeah.
Go through them
Look,
pretty
he was
quickly.
slapped with a $1,700 fine, driver's licence been disqualified, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah, yeah.
blah. But
Yes.
I want to go back to Magistrate Diane's suggestion of a box of Cheezels. As functioning adults, no one buys Cheezels anymore unless they're for children. No one out there as an adult is, for their number one choice is a box of Cheezels, is
If you're
it?
having people over, you're going to get something like cheese.
Adults,
No,
adults,
Twisties.
hang on, wait. If you're having adults over, you serve Cheezels. Not kids. Take kids out of the equation.
I don't know.
Adults
if I'll
are coming
I
over.
said
If
to you,
there is a
I'll
Cheezel on the
grab
table,
chips.
there
I'll
better
grab
be a
chips.
child 3 metres away from
I'll
her.
grab chips.
What do you mean? You'll take chips to a bag of chips to someone's
When
house.
I go over to my brother's house or, mum and dad's or whatever, I'll take a bag of chips.
What chips?
Depends on the moment.
Don't
If
try-
I've
don't
come from
try.
the
You're a
water, I'm gonna
Sandboy
go-
barbecue man,
Don't lie,
aren't you?
just give me the chips.
No. If I've come from the ocean, I feel like it's salt and vinegar. But if I'm just going over someone's, I'm just probably going to go plain. There's a...
Sandboy, so Sandboys.
Sandboy, yeah. Or
So
Smiths.
we're not talking about Kettles or Red Rock
Red
or
Rock
the
Deli
next
or
level
anything.
of chip.
Nah.
There's no balsamic
but I know if
vinegar
we have
involved.
people over, right? So Megan will put out a cheese board or whatever the case is, and there'll be a bowl with... She might go down the Rock Deli number and have chips in the middle. I would just put some chips out
Your
there.
basic
Just plain.
Smiths.
But not like a Cheezel. Not a Cheezel. You can't, as an adult, buy a box of Cheezels, open the box of Cheezels and eat the Cheezels.
I think you can eat cheese. I think you can eat cheeses ahead of burger rings as an adult.
Oh,
I mean, burger rings not even in the mix, I wouldn't have thought.
I don't
Oh, they're
know.
very similar. They go on
I
your
feel like a
fingers.
burger
I've
ring
ever bought
is a
burger
little
rings.
bit more of a mature snack than
No,
a
it's
Cheezel.
not.
No way.
I know, isn't that weird?
Really?
I do. I think a burger ring's on a slightly higher tier than
No,
a
it
Cheezel.
can't be. It can't
No,
be.
I think it's lower.
But yet, I think it's as ridiculous going and buying a packet of burger rings. But for some reason, the box of Cheezels to me is more ridiculous. And I want to know 13, 24, 10 right now if there is adults out there. You're not buying them for a party.
No, you're not buying. It's nothing to do with children. So
no.
don't say, "Oh, my kids love them." That's what we're
You
interested
are
in.
an adult and you buy a box of Cheezels to eat. Do you exist?
Do you want to weigh into this very hefty debate? Give us a
I don't
call
think
right
you're
now.
out there.
Jody's given us a call. Jody, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Every time I go shopping, I buy my husband a big bag of cheese twisties and I get myself a box of Cheezels.
Box of cheese.
Oh, wow, that's so dirty. You can put the twisty in the Cheezel. You're sick, Jody.
Jody, my wife's been knocking off the cheese twisties lately, but not the Cheezels. Interesting.
Yeah, but if we're entertaining, then the Red Rock and the kettle chips come out.
Oh,
Right, so
okay.
Cheezels and Twisties are personal, like shame foods at home that no one else sees. Will you
Yeah,
polish?
that we don't need to share.
Will you polish off an entire box of Cheezels in one sitting?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
For me, I stopped eating Cheezels when they didn't fit on my fingers anymore as
Yeah,
rings.
sure.
I get it.
Well, they still fit on mine, Nathan. Okay.
there you
Oh,
go.
do
Small
they?
hands.
You slender-handed little lady.
Good for you. Now you're just showing off, Jody. Jody, thank you. Trish is in Bedford. Hello.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, Trish.
And we're talking about fully formed adults choosing to eat Cheezels. What's the story?
Absolutely. Nathan, you are so wrong. I have bought... You are so wrong. I agree with everybody that's phoned through so far.
Yes.
Just the one of them.
youngest-
That's just Jodie there.
Hey, we're just waiting in the background to come at you guys. So my daughter hates the Easter egg chocolate. So this is a daughter who's an adult in her 30s.
Yeah.
Really struggled to figure out what I was going to get her for Easter. So I just made a bit of a joke one time and bought her a small bag of Cheezels. That was her Easter present.
Yep.
Totally loved them. So now, every single Easter, we have increased the size. So we've gone from the little snack pack to the normal size to the big part, to the big boxes, which actually looks really good as a present.
Yes.
And then you get to the big bag size. So that's what she gets every single year for Easter. And I eat a whole box to myself.
Only at Easter or just generally throughout the year?
On a weekly basis.
On a weekly basis.
Interesting. Wow, the Cheezle doesn't fall far from the box, does it? With you and your
As the
daughter.
saying goes.
Hey, Trish, the question I said before, I thought Burger Rings was way more juvenile. I thought it was the opposite. But where do you sit?
Do you have an
Burger
opinion
Rings?
on that?
No, disgusting. They taste like railroad tracks. Remember the ads that they used to say? They are disgusting.
I wouldn't say they're
Well, they
disgusting.
certainly don't taste like burgers.
When's the last time you were sucking on a sleeper?
Cheese on the Burger Ring are related, aren't they?
Yeah,
They've got to be related.
No, Nathan, it's up to me to let you know when last time I sucked on the sleeper, but that's okay.
Well, at least buy her a wine.
Yeah, it's usually nicer when they're awake.
Sometimes.
Thank you, Trish. You've been a joy.
Sounds like a catch, Trish.
I
by the way.
know.
Hilarious.
Shay's in Brabham. Hello.
Hey, how are you guys going?
Hi, Shay.
Do you
Great.
have very firm opinions about Cheezels for adults as well, Shay?
Yes, okay. So I work in the city and we work near Woolworths. So each lunch break, me and my work colleague go over to Woolworths. We will buy the little snack pack Cheezels to give to the adult people that work in work. We will come back with a big box. We'll share it between each other. This is just at work. But
You
at
have a
home,
work
I also
Cheezel
have
break.
kids. Yes, literally. work Cheezle break. We will leave, we'll get our coffee, and we'll come back with a packet of Cheezels each.
To your
fantastic.
workplace, so you'll sit there. People know they're back. Shay's
the
back, and
Cheezels.
she's got a Cheezels.
Yep, I'm always the person in the office that has snacks. I have an entire snack drawer, and the box of Cheezels just sits there every day.
Do people walk past and take a sneaky Cheezle here and there?
Everyone does.
Yes.
Yeah, you offer them.
Everyone
All of
does.
them, Shay. Yeah.
And I'm very lucky. I still have small hands, so they still fit on my fingers, and I still act like a child.
Do you like to show the bling of the Cheezels
Yeah.
there,
Yes,
Shay?
I still act like a child. I will put the Cheezels on my
and eat them
fingers
off
and
the
eat
fingers.
them one by one.
Hey, Shay, what's your opinion on where a burger ring fits? Is a burger ring below or above a Cheezle?
Look, I would say below because they tend to get a little bit more messier than Cheezels if you put them out in a bowl at a party, and you don't want to be like licking your fingers when you've got heaps of people sitting around you.
Do you ever go the Cheezle and the Burger Ring on your fingers? I'm sure you've done it.
What, mixing
Well,
them?
look, I have done it because they both fit.
Yeah, I know you're showing off, but okay.
Yeah, sorry. But no, at home, my kids, they want Cheezels, but like it's my box.
Do you say
can't
so?
touch my box.
This is adult food. It's not for kids.
Yeah,
You try and
it's
tell
not
them.
for kids.
Keep your hands
You
off
guys
mummy's
can have,
box,
like,
as she says.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can have salt and vinegar or whatever other flavour you want, but do not touch my Cheezels.
Wow. I was just thinking while we've been talking about Cheezels and we were speaking earlier about twisties as well, I wonder what a Cheezle would be like with a chicken twisty in the middle of it.
That's just madness.
Sounds like porn to me. Is that what
Thanks,
you-
everybody. They believe strongly in their right to eat Cheezels.
Oh, they do.
And they will not be questioned about it
And not
again.
just that, there were a lot of people that rang up, I think, for the promotion of Cheezels.
Oh, yeah, they're weighing in.
support of
They're weighing
Cheezels.
in.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We love to be winners here in Perth. We
Yes.
love to get things. We love to take a title out, don't we? We really do. We're a very proud state. We've got a new title, everybody. We are Australia's Angriest drivers.
I mean, it's a pretty flawed arrangement how they came to this conclusion, though.
Yes, it is. They've been surveying people's angry tweets.
But like,
Yeah, about roads.
Yes.
Yes. So, they were...
Compiling that, the nation's decided WA's the place? No?
Yes,
Okay.
7
That
out
just
of the...
sounds like we complain about things a lot rather than being angry.
7 out of the top 10 roads that caused the most stress were in Western Australia. Perth Reid Highway, super stressful.
Okay, I
People
get
hate
it. I get it.
Leach Highway, they can't stand it. Welshpool Road,
Oh,
so angry.
always.
Welshpool Road scoring 100% of stressful tweets.
Well, at the moment, they've been doing a lot of works on Welshpool Road over the last year or so,
Yeah.
and it's just freaks you out.
Roadwork stresses people out. For sure.
Behind them were WA's Kwinana Freeway, Roe Highway, Tonkin Highway, and the Mitchell Freeway. So
Every main artery
Yeah.
that we try on. Okay,
That's all.
More than
All the roads.
70% of Australians surveyed said they had another driver shout, swear, or rudely gesture at them when they were either on the road in previous 12 months. West Australians are the most likely to experience road rage, with 34% of people saying they have not been a victim. Only 34%.
They haven't been a victim.
Only 34%.
That's a weird
of people
stat. So
haven't.
66% have.
Yeah.
I've never been a person who would drive up to someone and give it to them, but it's happened to me before. Because people just
You would
fight up.
totally swear at somebody that cut you off.
I would not drive
You
up
would
to them. I'd go,
gesticulate.
you know.
You'd be doing
Yeah.
stuff.
I do this. For me...
No.
Oh, turn! You can't even wait in line without getting angry. There's no
Totally
way if
different,
somebody
Natalie.
cut you
Totally
off that you wouldn't be giving them the finger. Turn it up.
I just do the disappointed overly animated head shake.
Yes.
And then I always drive past them, just look at them like, come on.
I
Do you beat
sometimes
them all?
Trying
do
to make them feel bad.
the two-hand
The
throw up
two-hand.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then if I pull up next to them at the lights, no eye contact. I let it go very quickly.
Yeah. My mate Johnny Pavlos, I'll tell the whole thing. He is the worst angry driver. I shudder when I'm in the car with him. If someone wrongs him on the road, he will never speed to get up to them, but he's very good at manoeuvring his way through traffic. So he'll manoeuvre his way and get to the next to that
He'll
car.
cut off
And
four
then
people
what
in
will he
order
do?
to get
What will he
next
do
to
then?
these
And
people.
then it'll always be like the lane next to me, and he will pull up, and then he'll wind down my window, and he will scream at them. And all I can do is put
You've
this
got to
foot
think
You're
back.
caught in the crossfire.
put his seat back and try not to be in the visual range of what's happening.
'Cause they're seeing you,
And I'm just going, let it go. There's a new Netflix show out. Everyone's got to watch. It's called Beef. It's absolutely brilliant. It goes for about 8 episodes, but the whole thing is about road rage. So it starts with an incident of a guy and a girl in a car park, and then one toots at the other one's blocking the other, and then they chase each other. But the rest of it is these two people just keep going at each other.
Yeah.
Everyone just needs to
Let it
breathe
go. Let it
and
go.
let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. And just do the disappointed head shake,
What about a beat?
which is what we
Get
get
it on
from
your
our
horn.
producer the entire morning.
Including
And the
now.
occasional brown eye and finger sign.
A lot of disappointment.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
Natalie and I are very happy and successfully single, but we are open.
We have nailed being single.
We are open to meeting someone, and we do know that if we were to meet someone, it would be something from a rom-com. Or perhaps that's for Natalie, mine would be from a horror film.
No. You've thought about this a lot, haven't you? But none of you acted on it.
There
for
was
long
a gay
time.
rom-com last year, so there's one.
Okay. So this is really beautiful. There's there's an Instagram account that goes up to people in New York and asks them the simple question of how they met.
It's a lovely idea.
So there was an older couple. Their names are Bonnie and David. They were interviewed on the street of New York. How was this for a rom-commy relationship?
I used to supervise train operations in Grand Central Terminal in New York, and I had an office in the tracker that had one-way glass through it. And one day she got off the train, and I saw her coming up through the platform. I was looking through my one-way glass, so the next day I put the train on the same track so I could see her again. And I did it a third time, and then she wasn't on that train, so I put the next train on that track until finally I was putting every train on that track to make sure I got it. So one day she came up, got close to the one-way glass and saw me inside and smiled. And the next day I went out and introduced myself.
How long ago was that?
That was 30 years ago.
30 years ago, he
sounds so
was in
sweet.
charge of which platform each train would depart from and altered their schedules in hopes that he would have a chance to see
I
you
mean,
again.
it
A lot of
screwed up
people-
everybody else's commute, but also the one-way glass thing makes it a tiny bit creepy.
Oh, it seems to, I mean, take away the stalkery stuff. It is lovely to
I know,
think
it's
that this
gorgeous.
guy really, I mean, because there's a great story in
And
it,
'cause
but
they've been married for
that's
30
really
years.
lovely.
Isn't that really
Yeah.
nice?
Yeah.
And that's all we really wish for these days, isn't it? Something like some story where people go, oh, Oh, that's surprising. We want to know if you are at all in a rom-commy relationship, whether it be how it started, whether it be
Like
something
next
that's
to the
happening now.
combi at the hippie club.
It could have been the way you met,
That's it,
right?
mate.
It could
Who
be your
didn't meet
situation. Now, it could be, did you have to choose between two
Yes.
people in a dramatic fashion at the airport?
Or did fate throw you together? Like, you know...
Gwyneth Paltrow, I can just feel her being in this movie. Anybody?
No,
Sliding doors?
Gwyneth has been aged out of this
No,
category.
yeah, exactly.
I
mean, we
it's
love
a sad,
Gwyneth and
sad
everything.
thing, but people don't care about women of women's age.
This would be
falling in love
Florence
anymore.
Pugh all over it.
She's hit the Diane Keaton phase now.
No one wants to be in that phase. I get it. Sorry, I brought that up.
has. She's in the I'm going to
Diane
wear a
Keaton.
skivvy now as a woman phase.
Right.
I don't agree with
The old
it.
turkey neck.
I don't agree with it. Her vagina candle's fantastic.
I want to leave that alone.
That's weird.
Sort of weird. I've got one and you don't. We want to know, 13, 24, 10, how is your relationship, or how was one of your relationships rom-commy?
Yeah.
All right? We're going to give somebody 2 family experiences to Jurassic Park. You can get to Jurassic Kingdom these school holidays. Tickets are available at jurackickingdom.com.au. This is amazing. You get show bags, tokens, entries. There's 25 life-size moving roaring dinosaurs at this thing.
Oh,
That's terrifying.
Over 2 hectares of parkland
It's
to
massive.
explore.
It's massive.
yeah, it's a great setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, just down there in Burswood.
Wow, food trucks, everything. Yeah, there's plus a roving velociraptor named Vinny.
Hello, Vinny.
How do they know that's his name?
No, wait, what's your name? Vinny. Sam's in Fremantle. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Hi, Sam.
Sam, it sounds like you don't want to talk to us. What's going on?
Hi.
Hi. Oh, why are we bothering
You
you?
didn't have to call.
Okay, Sam, who's having the rom-com life?
So this is my mum, actually. Yeah. So she met my stepdad when she was 7. So she grew up in a tourist town in Victoria.
Yep.
And my stepdad would come down every few years and holiday there.
Yes.
So they first dated when they were about 7, and then when they broke up, and then I think again when they were 9.
What was it? They didn't know how to raise the children.
Yeah, he had a drinking problem.
And then they did it again when they were like 9 or 10, and then I think 13, and then 16.
Yes.
And they both argue, and they both say that the other one dumped them. They
Yes.
can't decide on that. And then when they were about 40, 45-ish, they found out that they were both divorced, and they got together and got married, and they've been together ever since.
Oh,
Amazing.
that's
amazing.
That's
So
crazy.
imagine when you're 9, though, to turn around and go to someone, oh, this is my ex.
Yeah.
We're going to give it another chance. I know. You're
all the way
only
through
young. You're only
16.
young once.
That's amazing. That is amazing. He was just they were holiday hookups, basically.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
Oh, that's
it's adorable.
so cute.
Thanks, Sam. Katie's in Belmont. Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
Katie.
Katie.
Is this about your parents too, Katie?
Yeah, so my dad got completely stitched up by his mate.
Yeah.
He moved to a small country town where my mum was from, and his mate put him on a date with apparently a girl that could eat through a fence. That's how Dad described it. So
so good.
He didn't realise that this was the situation either. So he went on a date. The girl come out from the house, and Dad was like, "Oh my God, what have you done to me?" And then apparently the girl was trying to make out with him all the time at the drive-in cinema, and my mum knew her reputation because they'd been to school together for their whole lives.
Yeah.
So my mum walked over, grabbed my dad and said, "So lovely to see you again. Where we met each other in Perth, and it was so good to catch up again." She had no idea who my dad was.
Yes.
But she just felt sorry for him.
She knew he
Grabbed him
needed
by the-
Saving. Yeah.
Yep, grabbed him by the hand, took him away. They ended up finishing watching the cinema. They've been together ever since. They were 16 years old, and they're now 72.
Oh, my God.
And you should see the things they can do in between a fence.
I don't really want to hear that one.
That is so.
That is.
So she went up there and saved
Saved him.
from the fence tour.
Yeah.
That's a great comment.
And a great stitch up by the mate too, by the way.
definitely.
Well, can I just say something right now? It seems only our parents,
I know, maybe
generation, have experienced
Yes.
rom-com situations.
because there's no rom-com about Bumble, Nathan.
So
There's got to be
strange.
something in it.
There's got to be someone out there that's had something that's, like, it's not our parents' generation.
Well, 13, 24, 10, get involved.
Yes.
Prove us wrong. We have got that double family pass to check out Jurassic's Kingdom.
We are talking rom-commy relationships.
Let's see if Angela's got a story for us. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Ange.
And is this about you?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Brilliant.
Settle in. What have you got for
So
us?
this story goes back when I was 15.
Yeah.
I was at Leighton Beach sunbathing with my girlfriend, and a group of guys came up to us. And previous to that, one of the guys said, to this other one, I know how to pick up chicks, because he was failing a bit in that sort of
Yes.
department.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
said, you go up to them and you say, I'm on the con. Are you interested? That's what the saying was back then.
I'm on the what?
On the con.
I'm on the con.
What's
Are you
what's
interested?
on the con mean?
Well, it means like a pickup line.
Like,
Oh, as in
on the
I'm
con,
literally
yeah.
picking you up right
Like, I'm
now.
on the
Is-
con.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Anyway, so my husband, he says to his mate, go and use that line on those two birds down there, sunbathing.
Two birds.
Anyway, he comes up to us and the line comes out, I'm on the con. Are you interested?
Yeah.
And we looked at him and said, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, he sort of was, bit down in the dump and
Yeah,
walked
of
away.
course.
Next minute, my husband comes up and says, I'm so sorry about my mate. He's really, he's a bit retarded. We got chatting and we've been married for 40 years.
So did your husband send him in
With a
and
bad
deliberately
pickup
set him
line.
up with a bad pickup line so that he could
Yes.
swoop in and be the hero?
What a great
Yes.
friend.
You know what?
That's like the
Isn't that
anti-wingman,
great? So your
isn't it?
husband's there going to his mate, okay, you know what girls love? Walk up there and fart on their head.
And then you
and then come back and tell me what they say.
40 years.
Love. Thanks,
Thanks,
Ange.
Angela.
Brian's in Cardinia. Hello.
Hey, how are you going?
Hey, good Brian.
Good
Hey,
Brian.
have you got a rom-commy relationship?
Yeah, my relationship was pretty stalkish, actually. We,
Wrong sort of movie.
Yeah, good on you.
Okay.
Do it.
I was 32 years of age, and that's the oldest you can be to get on the Kentucky bus back in the.
No, you're essentially
Late
so
90s,
tiki
so-
tooly.
You're the grandfather on the Kentucky bus. Keep going.
I was the oldest guy. I was the oldest guy in the bus.
Yeah.
And my the woman I was chasing was 21.
Oh.
Right.
And we had a great 2.5 weeks on the Kentucky tour. No, we didn't hook up. We just hit it off nicely, and
Yes.
I thought she was lovely. So when I said goodbye, I gave her a little necklace and said I thought she was special, and it was really great to meet her. Blah blah blah. Anyway, when I got back to Melbourne, I thought that girl was just so lovely. I want to track her down.
Yes.
So I knew her and her sister were doing another Kentucky tour. We were in America. We met in America.
Yeah.
But she was going on to Europe with her sister, and they were going to do another Kentucky tour around Europe.
Yeah.
So when I got back to Melbourne, I thought, I'm going to ring to Kentucky and find out what tour she's on
Yes.
in Europe.
Yes.
Anyway, back in those days, the
privacy.
the privacy wasn't such a big deal.
No.
Anyway, they said, oh, no, they're in Switzerland. They're on some mountain. They're staying at such and such a hotel.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And back in those days, no mobile phones. You couldn't, SMS. You had to use the old fax
landline.
machine.
Yeah.
The landline. So I actually sent a fax to her, telling her that I thought she was just lovely.
Not.
Yeah.
I did. I sent a fax to the hotel. Told her that I thought she was lovely and I'm smitten, and I'd really like to see her again. I'd like to invite her to the Melbourne Cup,
Yes.
so we could hook up, because she's from Perth and I was from Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, she thought this was just like unbelievable, but it was a good fax. I just told her that I thought she was
a
good.
good fax. you know, think about the best fax you've ever received.
It was better than
it was really good.
It was,
Yep.
it was a really good fax. Anyway, so she was still on tour for like another 6 weeks. I wasn't going to see her for a while. It was like 2 months had passed, and I thought, and we'd emailed each other a couple of times. No. Sorry, I'll step back a bit. After about 2 months, I hadn't heard from her, so I thought, I'm going to ring her, because on the Kentucky tour, everybody said, he's too old for you, he's too old for you,
Oh.
you know, blah, blah, blah. And I don't like taking no for an answer, so I actually knew her dad was a doctor in Perth.
Yeah.
I knew their last name, so I looked up the doctor's name.
Yeah.
I rang the doctor, and he was in consulting at the time. What do you want? What do you want? I said, I'm Brian, I met the girls on the Kentucky tour.
Yep.
I really like to give him a call and catch up with him.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, why didn't they give you your number? What do you want? Blah, blah, blah. Thinking I was an old troublemaker.
Yes.
Long story short, he did give me her number.
Yeah.
We emailed each other for about 2 months. She ended up coming to my sister's wedding as my date
Yes.
in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And then I said, you can't go back to Perth. You have to stay in Melbourne with me.
So you trapped her in the basement?
I locked her up. So we come back to... She came back to Perth for, after her 2-week holiday in Melbourne with me. I flew over to Perth and met her parents and said I want to pursue the relationship. I want to take her back to Melbourne.
Yeah.
3 months later, we're engaged.
Oh.
And within 12 months or 18 months, married. And we've been married 25 years last Wednesday.
And you obviously, she convinced you to move back to Perth, obviously.
Hey, Brian,
Yeah.
she got you back.
Well, she lived in Melbourne with me. I had a business in Melbourne, so she lived with me in Melbourne for 16 years.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, my father passed away. And then I thought, I'm being a bit selfish here because she hasn't lived with her family for the last 16 years, so I better give her some time with her parents.
Oh, that's
so
lovely.
we moved back to Perth. We moved to Perth 8 years ago, and I'm loving it and been here ever since. And we've got 2 kids.
Yeah,
I
Brian,
feel like we're watching this movie.
I know the fact that you rang the conversation with her dad.
Yes.
That's an interesting
The ballsy
thing because a lot
move.
of people, no one would do that
No.
these days, wouldn't they? Because that's just old school.
Yeah.
values.
Good menus.
Brian,
Good
I
manners,
really wish that she kept your original facts so you could have framed it.
She has.
I
She
thought
has.
fax paper deteriorated.
The
back
real-
in the day.
Yeah.
The good thing is I'm a bit embarrassed now because
Why?
it's a bit, it's a bit personal, and thank God it's starting to fade.
Yes.
That was a great fact.
I love that. I love it. It's a bit personal, but I send it to the office of the hotel.
Yes.
Gee, where
I
you
love
were,
that.
aren't you?
But we got a daughter 21 and a daughter who's 18.
Yep.
See, this is the thing, and
it
you were
pays
right
off.
at the start, Brian. There is a fine line between romantic and stalker.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
you just landed on the right side, and I think the reason why is the
Fax
facts.
machine. Maybe that's what we need to go back to.
You should always fax someone your intentions.
Yes, that's right. So,
Put them out there, aren't
it's
you?
a bold move.
It
The
is a
fax.
bold move.
Well done.
Brian, you're going to walk away with 2 family experiences to Jurassic
Brian.
Kingdom.
Fantastic.
Get to Jurassic Kingdom these school holidays. Tickets available at jurassickingdom.com.au.
We're glad you moved here, Brian.
Yeah, that's right. You're one of us now.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.